So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You are about to join the revolution.
The time has come. Your world will never be the same. You are listening to a sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode 26 of Podcast Revolution. Yes, apparently football season started.
Oh, game time.
So, yes, that was all those noises you were making, right?
Yep, absolutely. And I was, yeah, that's why.
Alright, so anyways, for those of you who don't know, if this is your first time listening, where have you been? My name's Jon, and with me is Eric, Mitch Monster Mitchell.
Yep.
So, Eric, what have you been up to since our last podcast a week ago?
I went on a glorious college reunion weekend.
Oh, really?
It was very fun because I was with my friends, but it kind of got me thinking, this day and age with technology and Facebook, and there's really no point in school reunions anymore. There really isn't. I mean, I can imagine back in the day, like, it kind of sucks. Like, don't you think it'd be kind of fun, like, back in the day, going to, like, a class reunion or, like,
seeing people that you've had no contact
yeah,
with.
like, you haven't seen them, like, in, like, I don't know, like 10 years. Like, we grew up, like, always seeing each other, because when we went away to college, that's when Facebook and MySpace and all these pages
were first
coming around. So we never really got to experience that. But, like, I'm thinking, how cool would it be to see the incredibly ugly girl turn into the incredibly hot girl?
That'd be
or,
interesting.
like, the incredibly hot girl turn into the incredibly fat girl or something.
True.
So,
but it's funny, a lot of the people that you haven't seen, like, kept in touch with through Facebook, like, they're the people you didn't like, so they're the people that you're going to see there.
It's like, I don't care about you, but I see you every day on Facebook. It's like, I know you saw this movie yesterday, or you ate a cheeseburger with fries last night. Like, I know that. Like, so it's kind of weird.
I know everything about you.
The world will never be the same. but yeah, I mean, there's really, it's just really no point. But then if you're cages and just watch TV all day, I guess going to a class reunion must be a pretty big deal.
Actually, you know what's pretty funny? Speaking of cages, actually this has nothing to do with cages. But I was talking to my friend Ted the other day, who's actually directing in Hollywood. He has some slasher movies. That's not my bag, but he likes it, so.
I love slasher movies.
All right, then maybe you should watch some of Ted's movies. But you know what's interesting?
What?
One of his newest movies, which I helped him with a script on, is his producers keeps taking the script and wanting Ted to change stuff, and Ted doesn't really like that. But his producer wants him, against Ted's wishes, but I think this would be awesome to get for the killer in the movie, this creepy serial killer. He wants him to get Tommy Wiseau.
Yes!
That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, because the thing is, if Tommy Wiseau actually was just like himself, he'd win like an Oscar. Like, people would be like, "Wow, how did he act as a creepy slasher?" It's like, because he is in real life. Like, he probably did, just tell him you're not even filming a movie. Just tell him you're just to pretend.
Yeah, but then he'd see the cameras and he'd start asking you what kind you're using so he could tell you
yeah,
what's better.
He'd write a book about what camera's better. For those of you who don't know, we're making a reference to the movie The Room. Listen to our podcast, you know what we're talking about.
First episode. We reviewed it in the first episode.
The Room is just awesome. But yeah, I mean, he's the kind of guy that... The creepiest people in the world are the people who don't even mean to be creepy. It's kind of like comedy. To me, the best comedy in the world is unintentional comedy.
Exactly.
And that's why I love watching, like, people ask me all the time, they're like, why do you watch these? Like, I go straight to, like, the 80s, still on VHS, like, leftover horror movie section of the video store.
They're great.
Because I still go to the video store, because I don't have Netflix yet. Well, I do with you, but not,
right.
When I'm at home.
But it's funny, yeah, speaking of Netflix, one of my favorite bad movies just came on Netflix Instant Watch.
What is it?
So, well, you know what it is, because since you just watched it the other day.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely get into that one.
Should I wait?
I think we wait
All
after
right.
the first commercial break
I'll
for
wait.
that. But yeah, I mean, I would go I've been doing this since I was like 15. I go straight to the awful VHS, like, leftover pile of movies. And you just watch ridiculous movies that are just... It's like... But the thing is, the people who made these were serious, and that's what makes it so funny. It's like these people really thought this was a good movie, but
I thought they made a passable film.
it's just like I'm talking direct to VHS. Like if you rent a movie called Cheerleader Ninjas, like you know what's up. Like you know you're in for a treat. Like
Or Santa's Sleigh, where sleigh is spelled S-L-A-Y.
like slaying people.
Or Thanks Killing, about a killer turkey.
Exactly. Or Basket Case, about a guy who keeps a head in a basket that eats people.
Yummy.
Yeah,
Sounds like Frenchie.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's just that's the kind of stuff to me that's the most fun. Because how many movies do you go to the theater, and you see it and you leave and you're just like, yeah, that was whatever. It was okay.
Actually, kind of off topic. It's funny. A few years ago, I was in a theater class at school to fulfill an art credit, and the teacher was talking about how people go to plays and they always go expecting a good show. Well, what would happen if there was a theater that purposely performed bad, and the audience knew that and expected it, like a B-movie theater?
I think you just came up with like a gajillion dollar like idea. I like that.
I think that would be pretty
I
interesting.
think that'd be fun. Like they do like plays of like really crappy, cheesy horror movies, or even
and they get like really serious scripts, and they get just high school level actors
to act it out. So it's just funny, like people, and you can like throw tomatoes and like it's kind of just makes it kind of fun. No, I like that. I think some rich business dude who's on iTunes right now by accident found our podcast. He's gonna listen to this and start something and make a gajillion.
Maybe he could make us some of his first bad actors.
That's true.
That's the least you could do, rich billionaire.
But yeah, those are definitely the most fun. And speaking of movies, I actually saw a movie over the weekend during my reunion, and I went in seeing. You're gonna laugh when I say what movie I saw. I went in thinking this was gonna be stupid, like gonna be chick flick, stupid, dumb movie, and it turned out being very funny, and it has an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has like an 8.0 on IMDb. Easy A, you know that movie? It's supposed to kind of like be his take on like the Scarlet Letter, kind of. It was actually very good. It has I think her name is Emma Stone. She was in Zombieland. Yeah. And I thought it was like the commercials make it look like it's some chick flick. They really do, but it was actually legitimately like funny. It was really good. Like
wow.
So I know it's not review time, but just because I'm thinking of movies, I will recommend it.
I think I probably would have gone to see The Town myself, but
yeah, we won't. Well, the thing is there was a big group of us that went, mix of boys, girls. We kind of all had to agree on a movie to see together. And I don't think many of the female audience members in our group wanted to see that. Yeah. But we all agreed on Easy A, and as a bonus, it had a lot of hot chicks in it. So that was a good bonus. So
not bad. Yeah. Speaking of movies, one movie that I'm kind of I want to see, even though no one really knows too much about it, and there's a lot of Oscar buzz for this movie already, and no one's seen it, is The Social Network.
I'm intrigued by it. Like as much as all my friends make fun of it, and they think, and I think they're gonna grossly exaggerate the story.
Obviously.
And it's funny because I've actually read a few blogs of students that go to Harvard and like Yale and stuff, and I guess in the movie he sleeps with like a ton of Harvard. And, like,
no, he does. He snorts coke off like naked.
Yeah,
models.
And it's funny because they were saying they're like, yeah, no girl looks like that at Harvard. Yeah. But I think they're gonna just absolutely grossly exaggerate.
That's the
movie,
thing about
it's entertainment.
That's the thing about biopics or movies based on real life. You have to take it with a grain of salt.
You do, and it's entertainment. It's like what I said earlier about when we saw the movie Grown Ups. You go to be entertained. If you go into a movie serious, you're an idiot.
I don't think you should compare Social Network to Grown Ups.
Well, I'm just saying in general with movies, you go to be entertained, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of intrigued by it because. This Facebook, this is our generation. This is ours. Even
if it was completely fictional and there's no such thing as Facebook in real life and they made this, it still looks like it should be an interesting movie.
Yeah, but this is our, our parents, they might be on Facebook, but give me a break. They're not. They're just like people like, oh, my grandma's on Facebook. Oh, my parents are.
Yeah.
It's not. We grew up with it. Facebook used to be just for college, which I kind of wish it still was. But
it used to be the Facebook.
I can see. Yeah, I can see why it's open to everyone because you make, way more money, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Just a little bit.
it's funny. Remember MySpace?
Yeah.
I had a MySpace. MySpace now is it's like the movie Mad Max. It's like all the leftovers that kind of
Yeah. No,
survived. They're just kind of like its own
I don't know,
it's
I
like
was-
a wasteland.
I was kind of a loser back when MySpace was around. Even Tom wouldn't be friends with me. So, so no, I didn't do MySpace.
I remember there was MySpace. There was LiveJournal. You remember that? People I remember that came out when we were like 15. So people would just be like, "I hate my parents."
Yeah, that's pretty much what part of Facebook has turned into.
Pretty much. I hate on Facebook when people just post everything. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind post I update my status maybe 2 or 3 times a week, to be honest with you, and even that sometimes I think is too much.
There's some people who do
But-
it like several times a day.
Several times, and they're like,
I'm sitting on the patio.
they have that, and then like Farmville trophies will come up.
Okay,
and,
I know I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I'm going to say it again. I hate people who bash video games and then play Farmville for 6 hours. I hate those people.
Hey, Farmville's not a video game.
It's
a
not.
Way, it's a way of life.
It's a video game for poor people. That's right. I said it. No, Farmville's a joke. It's not a game.
What is it like? Harvest Moon or like?
I don't know. It's like
SimCity or
I
something.
don't know. It's like an RPG kind of thing where you get levels and do accomplishments. It's not a game. It's
Yeah, my kind of game. I like Farmville, actually.
and actually like Farmville's kind of a scam. Like people have lost money playing it. And,
Well, can't you buy it's kind of like Second Life? You can actually pay real money to
Yeah.
buy extra land and stuff.
yeah, and I'd rather spend money on stuff like that in real life.
Yeah, like hookers and drugs.
I don't need to spend money on that.
Yeah, but it's funny with that and what was some other site? There was Zynga, I think was another one.
I never heard of that.
It was I think it was kind of like a blogging type of site. But I remember my college. I will never forget. I was a freshman in college, and I was really pissed off because the summer leading up to when I was in college, this is fall 2005. That summer before, so summer 05, that's when it was the Facebook,
Yeah.
and there was maybe 100 schools listed, and people would put on their AOL Instant Messenger, which has also become a stink. It's stink to me. I know you still use it, but
I'm a fan of the AIM.
I'm
on it right now.
I haven't used AIM in 4 years, but I remember everyone's like, "I'm on Facebook, Facebook me." And, I wanted it so bad. My school didn't have it yet, and I'll never forget. I woke up one morning at 9 o'clock. I don't know why, because normally I'd sleep in until 2 o'clock. And this kid who lived next to me, his name was Nick Botto. He lived in the room next to me. He comes opens the door. "We got Facebook. We got it!" Everyone was celebrating, and I could hear people outside
Like
actually.
bells and whistles.
Because my college had less than.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's funny because my college had less than 2,000 students, so word got around quickly. It was in the quad where everyone's like Facebook. Everyone actually ran into their rooms to create Facebook accounts.
That's great, Bryce.
You made me spread my Facebook. But I remember everyone went nuts. It was crazy. It was someone was giving away money or something. I don't know.
I was the opposite. My school had Facebook before I got there.
Yeah, UNH,
So,
yeah.
but I kind of wanted to avoid it. I wanted to be one of those people
Rebels.
and I even wrote an essay on why it's bad, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it, and then I got hooked.
It's funny because I got rid of Facebook for about 6 months my junior year of college. Because same thing, one thing I hate, I was dating my ex-girlfriend at the time, and we didn't put Eric is in a relationship with Beth or whatever. We just didn't. We were just whatever. I don't care. And people would be like, "Oh my god, is everything okay?" This is freaking Facebook. What the hell? They know me as Facebook Eric, not real Eric. They judge you by your face. I actually heard at lunch today at work, this girl was talking about how her and her friends and her boyfriend have been dating a while, but she was like, "Yeah, but he won't." He hasn't put it as official on Facebook yet. I don't know, what's wrong. It's he's a normal person. Nothing wrong.
Actually, what's funny is you could put a lot of lies on Facebook. You could say your status every day is going to the movies to see this, then people would be like, oh, this guy goes to the movies every day. Or you could say, like, you're going to the beach every day, and they'd be like, wow, this guy must love the beach.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, you really could. And people
Yeah.
would think that. That's a good point. You could be like some huge fat guy and be like pumping iron like every day, and then you go to a high school reunion or whatever, and you're just this huge fat guy. But
Or you could be the kind of guy who cuts commercial breaks without a lot of warning.
oh my God, John, that is such a nice shirt. It goes so well with your ring.
Why, thank you so much. And since you are a metrosexual, I give you a lot of credence to this kind of activity.
Oh, thank you. And you know, my OCD, I'm just so happy.
Yes, you look very happy. You know what a synonym for happy is? Is gay.
Gay, I like that word. You know what else?
You look very happy.
I am very happy and
Happy.
happy. I'm gay. I am so gay right now. I'm very, very, very gay. And you know why I am so gay with excitement?
I bet you're about to tell me with your mouth.
I can't hold it. I can't hold it, Jean.
It's very
get
big.
closer, Jean. Jean, get closer. I need to tell you. It's so big.
What is it?
Dancing with the Stars is on tonight.
It's back?
It's back.
Dancing with the Stars.
It's so big, like a big breadstick.
very big breadstick.
I know, you know what, Jean? Come with me to the Olive Garden. They got a TV, 60 inches. Let's watch it.
But I don't think you're telling the truth.
I am. It's very...
You're trying to entice me with Dancing with the Stars so you can see me eat the breadstick.
No, I just want you to see big event, big gay happy event.
Dancing with the Stars is back on ABC. Let's get down.
All right. Let's sound really manly after that commercial.
All right, we're back on Podcast Revolution.
Let's get some chicks.
Chicka boom.
Anyways.
Chicka boom chick.
Hey, that was a good book. Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. You remember that one?
No,
Oh, it's a good book. You missed out when you were a kid.
I guess so.
It was good times. And speaking of good times, I saw a movie that John has been raving about for a while now, really. And I can't even explain how terribly awesome it was. And Bacteria Mike enjoys the movie too. I believe he's seen it.
Yeah.
And it is
The legendary
Troll 2. Troll 2, that's right. It's called Troll 2, even though there are...
Wait. We don't want to do any... Well, alright, from here on, there's spoilers for Troll 2.
Oh, okay, that's right. We don't... yeah, we don't want to spoil this exciting movie from anyone else, but pretty much this movie...
So if you don't want to hear about Troll 2, just skip ahead like 15 minutes.
For those who don't know, I guess this movie was written and directed by an Italian guy that I don't think he knew.
I don't know if he wrote it, but he was directing it anyways.
He was directing
and
it.
Him and the entire crew was Italian, and all the cast was American,
And
there were a lot of discrepancies.
I think there was a little bit of a barrier culturally and also linguistically
and
between the two.
And some of the Americans said the lines didn't make sense, but they had to stick with them. Like,
And-
for instance, the mother said the son was seeing his grandfather's ghost, but the mom didn't believe him, so she said she must banish him from his mind.
Oh man, and this movie, it's called it's called Troll 2, which, let's just start with the title. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Not any sense whatever. There are no trolls in Troll 2. None. And I'm not even joking with none. Nothing that even looks remotely like a troll.
Only goblins.
Even the word trolls not used. No trolls. None. No bridges. Not even those goofy troll toys that girls had when we were kids with the big fluffy hair. Not even those. We're talking...
Girls had those? I thought it was just guys.
It was big and exciting. But yeah, it's so that's the beginning, and it was called Troll 2 because I guess when they brought the movie to the United States, I believe it was a direct-to-video or was it in theaters? I mean, I don't even know.
I'm not positive.
But Troll 1 or just Troll was an actual horror movie about trolls that I guess was kind of well known, sort of.
But that movie was bad, but not magnificently bad.
No, yeah, like this is like Mr. Holland's opus of like bad movies. Like this is awesome, and and so they make the movie, call it Troll 2 to be a sequel to Troll 1, just to have the same name, thinking I guess people who saw Troll 1 would see Troll 2.
Maybe.
And it for a while on IMDb.com, which is the best movie rating site ever. It's the most highly regarded, I'd say, as far as movie
I wouldn't
reviews.
say for rating sites, but I'd just say for finding movie information.
For databases. Yep, it's very good. And it was number 1 on the worst movie of all time for quite a while. It's not anymore. I think it's like number 35. I think it's because
It's on that list
all the
anyways.
fans probably gave it 10s. But essentially the movie starts out with a kid in his room, and he sees his grandfather as a ghost, but you don't know he's a ghost yet. And he tells him a bedtime story about goblins that can turn into chicks and teleport and I guess chase this guy and turn him into a plant, and then they eat him.
Yeah, it's a funny movie with lots of anti-vegetarian sentiment.
Yeah, that's another I'm about to get into. I didn't know goblins were vegetarians. I always figured goblins just were kind of little monsters that would play tricks and do little evil things. I never knew that they purposely turned people into plants and then eat them, because that's what happens in this movie.
Eggs.
Yeah. Ugh. This village of people, somehow they're humans and then also can turn into trolls.
Goblins.
Goblins. Oh yeah, goblins. And they make, it's a town they live in, it's called Nilbog, which is goblin backwards.
You didn't even notice that.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I just figured it's kind of a funny. I mean, it makes sense. Nilbog. It sounds like a place in New Hampshire. And
Northern New Hampshire, maybe.
The story is essentially this family from like L.A. or something. They're going out to the country to exchange
Swap houses,
which I've never heard of. I would never let that happen. I would never let just strangers from the boonies come and stay in my awesome house.
Especially
in the
a
city.
creepy family like that one.
Yeah, like, can you imagine that? Like, that'd be like, just some creepy dude living in your house for a week from they'd steal all your crap. But anyways, so they end up switching homes, and I guess it's a way to trick people into coming to town, and then they turn them into plants, and then they eat them.
And it doesn't help that the family in the movie is one of the most mentally incompetent families.
Oh my god, the opening scene with there's a daughter, a son who's the main character, Joshua. He's like he's an 8-year-old boy. He's the protagonist.
The ugliest, freckliest kid I've ever seen.
He's pretty goofy looking, and then his sister is awesome. She's like this 16-year-old like bitch of a whore. I don't even know how to describe, like, her acting is awesome. Like, what's the line she said about
if my father discovers you're here, he'd cut off your little nuts and eat them.
She's obsessed with banging her boyfriend, like the whole movie.
She doesn't like that he has friends.
She doesn't like it. The boyfriend, because he's 16, has, you know, his yeah, he has his other 16-year-old, you know, friends, and they're guys, and they're typical high school, play some pranks, have fun, you know, and play some sports, whatever. And
sleep together in tiny shorts.
And they sleep together with no shirts on in beds, apparently, as you see in one scene. But yeah, and she tells him, what's the line she tells him? It's
the one I just said?
No, there's another one about the boyfriend. She's like, you can't hang out with your friends. You'll be
he's like, what's wrong with having friends? Nothing, if you want to be a virgin for life.
She actually says that. I mean, it's and the opening scene when they show her, it reminds me of the music video for Call on Me. She's wearing like this 80s like leotard thing, and she's bench pressing alone in her room. Like, it's awesome. Like,
well, it's funny. At the end of the movie, they're all being attacked by the family's being attacked by goblins, and Joshua goes to their main lair, and there's a big magic stone from Stonehenge there that controls all their power, and so it's a great magical stone that has ungodly powers, and the way to defeat it is to touch it. All he has to do is just hold his hand against it, and the goblins start freaking out.
That's kind of like in Pokemon the movie when the tears turn the Pikachu back into normal.
I'm going to pretend you didn't talk about Pokemon the movie.
Hey, you've seen it. Shut up.
I saw it when I was 10 or whatever.
Yeah, me too.
Have you seen it since then?
We watched it in college drunk
all
one
right.
night. But going back to
Troll
Troll 2, then the dad is awesome.
The dad's a badass.
The dad,
he looks like Aaron Eckhart.
It looks like they couldn't get like Craig T. Nelson to be in the movie, so they got this guy. And it's funny because the dad in real life, the backstory is he's actually a dentist in real life, and he's like a family man. He has like kids, a wife. He's a normal guy, a friendly guy, and his dream was to be an actor when he was a kid. So he somehow got scripted for Troll 2 and decided to go through with it, and that was the only movie he ever did, and it's hilarious. I love it. You can't piss on hospitality, son.
I won't allow it.
I won't allow it. And like the trolls, they leave these
Goblins.
They leave the goblins leave these goodies for the family to eat when they get to the house, and it turns them into plants. And the boy who can see his grandpa as a ghost, who tells him you got to stop the family from eating it, and he stops time so the kid can do it.
He says he gives him 30 seconds, but it actually turns out to be about a minute and a half.
And he says he stops time, but they didn't actually like have the budget to like make special effects. Yeah. So the
actors
family
just have to hold still.
The actors just have to hold still, and you can see their hands like shaking because they're all holding like corn and like items in the air, so you can actually see like their hand movement, like the just basic hand.
And it's funny if you're still worried about spoilers, we're gonna spoil how Joshua stops them from eating. He could have just ripped the food out of their hands or done something else. Instead, he whips. Well, you can't see it, but you see him unzip his pants, and you assume, and rightfully so, that he whips out his schlong and pisses all over their food. And the food was like right in their mouth, so he
peed all over it. And then his dad, you think he's gonna like kick his ass or something.
It looks like he's taking off his belt.
He took his belt off.
No, he tightened his belt.
He tightened it.
But it looks like he was going to take it off.
And then he says, he's talking about how it's like country home hospitality, and he goes, you can't piss on hospitality.
I won't allow it.
I won't allow it.
That would be a great motivational poster, just saying, I won't allow it. Like, you can't do this, I won't allow it.
I bet it's on. I bet if you looked it up on Google, like, I won't, like, piss on hospitality, or I'm sure there's all those, those fake motivational posters people make. Yeah. Next commercial break, we'll look it up and we'll let people know. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Then the mom is just kind of
terrible,
just weird. She's very strange. Like they're in the car, like Joshua, sing that song that you like. Row, row, row your boat. Like the kid's like 12, not like 3. Like I don't like. But and then a subplot is the boyfriend who's essentially the Elliot, who the daughter is just trying to bang.
That playboy son of the Coopers.
Yeah, that's what they call him. He and his buddies, they get a Winnebago, and they just somehow find Nilbog, the family, and they're just chilling out on their own while the goblins attack them. And there's one scene where the Goblin Queen, who's looks creepy the whole time, but then at the end of the movie, when she comes out lingerie, I'm kind of like,
hey, baby.
I'd tap that. You know what? I'd tap her when she looked like that. So he decides to bang the Queen Goblin. She puts a piece of corn in his mouth while they're having sex. And all of a sudden, the whole room starts, like, the corn starts...
popcorn everywhere.
Popcorn. It starts popping. Like, the corn's in there. It's the weirdest sex scene.
It's very awkward.
It's very awkward. It's weirder than the sex scenes in the room. It's just, like...
I wouldn't go that far.
Can you imagine a movie... Like, imagine, like you're with your wife or your special, girlfriend, fiance, whatever, and you're having... you're gonna make love, and you put corn, you both bite into each end, and as you're getting it on, it starts popping, and then they're head to toe in popcorn. Like the Winnebago is like completely filled with popcorn, and then he survives. Apparently, like all his friends died except the kid who banged the Goblin Queen. They never tell you what happened.
He got lucky because Joshua touched the stone, and that alerted the Queen to go back.
So
Joshua inadvertently saved the kid.
But would the kid turn into a vegetable though?
I don't know. That corn wasn't green.
They don't explain it. But that's pretty cool. He gets to bang the
you don't know if he actually got any action.
You get to bang the kind of hot Goblin Queen. The room fills with popcorn, and then they defeat the goblins with a double-decker bologna sandwich.
One of the greatest inventions ever.
The grandpa makes like first of all, the grandpa, when they decide to fight the goblins, he gives the kid a Molotov cocktail. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Actually, it's funny. The grandfather has the ability to come up with Molotov cocktails to light people on fire by snapping his fingers. He can travel across the country. But when the family gets to the house, the grandpa ends up in the wrong room and can't find Joshua. He can do everything else, but he can't navigate around the house.
That's kind of like Yoda in Episode 3. Like, he can detect anything, but then not that. It's like, really? Like, you can do anything, but not the
what's
simple
Episode
thing?
3?
Oh, that's a good point. It never came out yet. But yeah, it's just... The whole movie is just ridiculous. Like, the grandpa that's like a ghost, it kind of reminds me of Zordon and Power Rangers. Just like his head, like in a mirror.
I think this came out before Power Rangers. But speaking of, this came out in the early 90s, and just this year, they came out with a documentary about the movie that stars a lot of the original actors. I mean, the kid who played Joshua, Michael Stevenson, it's the kid who played
Joshua, the dad,
the
and then a
grandfather.
few of the goblin people, like the Nilbog Milk guy, and a few others.
That guy's awesome.
It's funny. I watched the
name of the movie is Best Worst Movie.
It's funny. I watched like a 10-minute teaser trailer of the movie, and it's won like a lot of awards at these film festivals. Like, it's, I guess, really good. People are saying, and what it is Joshua, who's now like 30. Like, I don't know what his real name is in real life. He talked about in the beginning how after he made that movie, and as he got older, he like was very embarrassed. He never told anyone he was in that movie. Like, he just tried to. He was kind. It almost was like someone like killed him, like killed his family.
Like the kid who played Anakin in Episode 1. Wait, what's that?
Yeah. He just, he couldn't live with it. Like, he just wanted to forget about it. Like, and finally he decided, I guess a few years ago, that
he'd embrace it.
Because he didn't realize that. I guess there's like a cult following for the movie Troll 2, and he really didn't realize that. He just figured this is just like, he's married now. He just wanted to move on with his life. He wanted nothing to do. Didn't want people to know he was in it, anything like that, because it's so awful. Worst movie of all time. But there's like a cult following, and he embraces it, and he meets all the fans. They sell out like some theater that holds like 600 seats in like 2 minutes.
Theater before.
Like, oh, yeah, that's right. You
Yeah.
saw it in college. Yeah. They sold it out at some huge, like, 500-seat theater in, like, under a minute. Like, they couldn't believe it. And they're saying, like, Troll 2 of all movies. And I guess him and the dentist, who, same thing, never told anyone, who plays the father and a few other guys, they go across the country to all these Troll 2 screenings. And I guess they're getting autographs.
I could have gone to one
people,
years ago.
I saw one preview. They go into a tattoo place, and there's a guy getting a tattoo of the Troll 2, like, logo or something like that. Like... It's just ridiculous, and it looks very funny, and it's coming to Netflix, I think, in November.
We're going to have to do a screening.
Easily going to
have
to do a screening
Best
of
Worst
that.
Movie.
It looks awesome, so I'm really excited for that. So definitely check out Troll 2.
And Troll 2 is the standard by which I measure bad movies. So I was expecting Human Centipede to come close to Troll 2. Not even close.
Whole Human Centipede was a big letdown. It really was.
It was creepy, but it wasn't like necessarily
bad.
They,
it wasn't fun.
They accomplished their goal,
yeah.
which
they creeped you out, but it wasn't like fun to watch.
It's fun to see them fail, and they didn't fail in Human Centipede.
I mean, they did their job at creeping you out. It wasn't that good.
No, but Troll 2 is the zenith.
It's
bad
up
movies.
there. I mean, there's another really good bad movie that we got to see together that I've seen many times. Maximum Overdrive is awesome. It's the only time Stephen King ever tried to direct a movie, and it's awful, and it's very funny.
We could do a double of that in Manos: The Hands of Fate.
Manos: Hands of Fate's pretty bad. Pod People's bad. Basket Case is bad. Phantasm. I mean, I could go on. I mean, this is what I did in like high school. Like
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
I probably, to be honest with you, John, I used to just go on. There's a website called badmovies.org, and Troll 2 is on it. There's thousands of just bad movies, and people rate them on how fun they are to watch. So like Troll 2 would get like 5 stars.
What would you say is more fun, Troll 2 or The Room?
Ooh. I don't know. And I'm not saying that because normally I always have an answer to everything. Those two are just close.
That'd be awesome if Michael Stevenson and Tommy Wiseau could make a movie together.
That would be the ultimate. That'd be like the tag team. Like, you know what? I think I think I'm gonna go Troll 2 only because I have a softer space in my heart for
horror?
bad horror. Like, I love horror movies. It's probably one of my favorite genres of movies. They're all fun to watch. Like, name me a horror movie that isn't fun. Like, they're just bad, ridiculous, goofy, like, stupid. Like, they're just fun. Like, I saw Piranha 3D in theaters. Like, that was ridiculous. But, like,
Yeah.
you know, just something goofy like that. But, I'd have to say Troll 2. But, The Room, that's pretty good too. That's a good second prize.
You could always do a double screening and no one would be unhappy.
But I think we should get into a commercial.
I agree. Hey, Mr. Mitchell, here's your mail.
Thanks. Oh, man.
What's the matter, dude?
You know, I think I'm gonna have to close my store soon.
You mean you're gonna close Mr. Mitchell's Good Time movie rental arcade store?
Yeah. Been in the business for 30 years. I've had so many copies of Troll 2 I gotta have dust off, and I can't believe it. Just they say all good things come to an end.
Wow, man. I used to go there when I was a kid.
I remember you. You were just 2 feet tall when you came in.
I know, man. What happened?
Well, those damn Netflix and Redbox retards, they put the mom and pop out of business.
Netflix? I love Netflix. I'm delivering some right here.
What?
Netflix is awesome. It's so cheap. It's only $9.99 a month, and you can get movies and watch instant streaming of whatever you want. Almost, it's awesome, man.
$9.99 a month. I charge $3.99 to rent a movie for one night.
Wow, that's kind of a ripoff, man. The library's free, but you gotta go there. Netflix goes right to your house, man.
Do you have to rewind Netflix?
What are you talking about? It's DVDs, dude. And, instant streaming.
The hell is that?
What's rewind?
Well, do they have a porno section?
Not anymore. I think they did when they started, but that's what the internet's for, dumbass.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
Oh, that's my son.
Go to Netflix. And wasn't that great? It's fun mocking the demise of our childhood video rental stores.
It's crazy. It's just like how our parents were always like, I used to go to the Tasty Freeze when I was a kid and get a lime Ricky and a slushie. It's kind of like that. It's like I'll be telling my kid or 12 kids, I'll be like, yeah, I used to go to the video store and you had to beat a Sega Genesis game in one night because my mom would make me bring it back at 10 in the morning the next day. And then you got $8 late fees. You had to rewind your cassette. I feel old.
Yeah.
It's kind of too bad because I used to actually really enjoy going to the video store. I thought it was kind of fun.
Browsing was pretty interesting.
Plus, going to the video store was fun because you'd always get a pizza too. You would never just go to the video store. You would always get pizza too.
Maybe if you had a pizza store right next to your movie rental place.
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah, but
That's what you get in suburban New Hampshire, baby.
yeah. Well, whatever. Anyways, movie rental stuff. Speaking of movie rentals, let's get into our next segment right now.
Woo!
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.
Yeah, everybody's favorite time of the episode. That's right. Listener mail, real letters from real listeners, and we read them, we answer them. If you have any question at all, hate mail, good mail, awesome mail, fun mail, bad mail, whatever you want, you can send us an email to podcastrevolution@gmail.com.
So I'll take the first one.
All right, go for it.
It's by our buddy Peter Horton. The subject is King of Kong.
Excellent film. It's enjoyable for the first hour, then hilarious for the last half hour. Is Billy Mitch Monster related to Eric? That guy is such a dick. Good lord. I hope the few souls who passed my top score in Explosion Man viewed me in the same light.
Explosion Man is a game on the Xbox Live Arcade.
Oh.
Unrelated note, I've given more thought to the GIF I promised for your website a dog's age ago, and I have a complete idea now, and should be sending it as soon as I get the motivation. It's not even about Donkey Kong anymore.
Well, thank you, Peter. Billy is not related to Eric.
Nope, he's not, unfortunately. There's no one in my family who even has a mullet.
Or is good at video games.
No, I'm horrible at video games. But, yeah, for those who don't know, King of Kong was a documentary. It came out, I think, summer 2007. It came out. It's about pretty much this dork of a dork. Like, you know when we do our commercials, like, yeah, like, this is that guy. His name is Billy Mitchell.
He's a cocky bastard.
He has a world record in Donkey Kong.
And a lot of other games.
And Donkey Kong was a video game that came out, like, in the early 80s. Because video games...
Everybody knows who Donkey Kong is.
Video games in the early 80s, I mean, they were very simple. They were almost like what we would call mini games today. They were just
But
quick.
they were
hard.
simple, but they're hard.
They're very hard. They ate quarters like crazy, and Donkey Kong is a very hard game. And he has the world record. He's had it for like 25 years. Then there's another guy. His name's Steve Wiebe. He's a family man, has a nice wife, nice kids. He got laid off from Boeing. He lives out in Seattle. And he decides, because he was kind of, when he was depressed, he was unemployed, that he needed something to get it through. And some people turn to drinking, some people turn to drugs. He turned to Donkey Kong.
Which is more addictive in some senses.
Which is very true, and probably just as harmful. And so he pretty much becomes a Donkey Kong challenger, and he gets the world record. And so you have this normal, he's kind of the lovable, he's an underdog, as they say in the film. He hasn't really had a lot of good luck in his life. But and then you have Billy, who's just the most cocky. I mean, you'd think he's some like football captain jerk from high school, except he's a dork. Like
With a huge mullet.
he really thinks he's like awesome. Like he's the man.
Well, everyone reinforces the idea too.
Well, his friends are weirdos too, and he has a nice mullet, like a beautiful mullet. It's so funny, and it's just a movie about dorks, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Steve Wiebe, he's a pretty normal guy. I mean, he's a very likable character, but then you got Billy Mitchell, who's just
You have Walter Day, the
dick.
head of Walter Day, the head of Twin Galaxies.
Yeah,
and
it's funny because Billy Mitchell, he's kind of like mafia. Like they think Billy Mitchell has the most arcade records, and in this small community of classic gamers, he's like the kingpin essentially.
Yeah.
And so even when Steve beat the world record for Billy, they all didn't count it because Billy has them all like in the back of his hand, you know. So awesome and entertaining from start to finish, and it's
a good movie.
It's a fun little look at a subgenre of people, I guess, the classic gamer dork.
And a lot of it took place in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it did.
Spot.
A Fun Spot, which is up by Lake Winnipesaukee. It has the largest, I think, classic gaming arcade, like in North America or something.
I think
like
that's
that.
that's
So
accurate.
I've actually been there. They have this one floor where most of the movie filming takes place, where I think they have maybe like 50 or 60 games from like 1980, like 86, 87, around there.
Our buddy Bad Andy lives near there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and maybe we'll visit him and go there one time, and we'll be like, Steve Wiebe used this machine. But
there's a
yeah,
kill
so-
screen. There's gonna be a kill screen.
But speaking of Andy, we got an email from him. Eric, you wanna take this one?
Yeah, sure. And here's a email from Andy. Hello, gentlemen. Discuss why John needs to go to karaoke and why spiders are the second worst thing on this planet. First being NASCAR, of course. Also, need more Awesome Andy at the show. All right.
Who's Awesome Andy?
I don't even know who is Awesome Andy.
Some fifi boy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yep. So John needs to go to karaoke. John, you need to go to karaoke because it's awesome.
that's why.
That's why
Oh.
I got a free vacation day out of doing karaoke. at my
Well, if
work.
it's awesome, then I guess I have to do it.
I think I said earlier how I sang Will Smith.
Yeah,
Getting jiggy with it. So karaoke is a lot of fun, especially it sounds goofy, but when you get alcohol involved and a lot of people, it's very fun.
I've done it at a bowling alley before. It's interesting.
What song did you do?
Sorrow by Bad Religion. Which sucks because, like, even though I knew the words, I was doing it with one of my friends, and my friends didn't know the words, and on the screen that came up, for some reason, this is the only song I've ever seen this happen to, but half the words were missing. So, it made it very difficult.
See, you got to do more fun songs, though. I mean, karaoke.
You don't even know that song.
Yeah, I know, but you got to do something ridiculous. You got
Okay.
to.
Next time I'll do Who Let the Dogs Out.
Exactly.
I won't forget the words on that one.
That's what I'm talking about. And then why spiders are the second worst thing? I hate spiders too, actually. And some spider did like a nest on my car and laid a bunch of eggs near the window, the side window. And then the next morning, there was all these baby spiders all over the.
OMG.
It was disgusting. Well, spiders gave us the movie Eight-Legged Freeze,
Spiders aren't that bad.
and that was the second worst thing in the planet.
All right, I'll give you that.
But
no, spiders are overrated as being scary. They're not too terrible.
no, I don't think so at all. And do we have? Didn't you say we had another email with a picture?
No, that's nothing.
Nothing. Is it secret?
No, it's
can't-
not secret. It's just there's not really anything there.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get a picture for the website.
No.
Okay.
Send pictures of yourselves.
Get a bunch of naked pictures of guys.
No, that's not what I want.
Well, to address to John, you all. The ones to Eric will be naked chicks. They'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, that's good that you said that afterwards. Even though Eric obviously wants the men. Because
Absolutely.
Eric is an OCD metrosexual.
As I said, I'm very gay tonight.
I think it's time for a commercial.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, Eric, guess what? Oh my God! What?
Got a new computer that has over 1 terabyte of RAM. That means, yeah, 1 terabyte. So I'm gonna be playing World of Warcraft so much while I listen to my MP3s, and I'm gonna be listening to my music while I play Warcraft.
Oh my God! Oh, we can go through the fields of Isoldiad and get the king's crown.
Yeah, Warcraft is so awesome. I have all the expansions, and I hope they come out with new ones. And I love Warcraft.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm getting so excited.
I worked in the miner, and I got some gold, and now I can buy more stuff.
You might stop. What kind of stuff?
I don't know, more weapons and more shields, and I can use my spells.
I'm gonna get the Mr. T Knight Mohawk.
Your father! You won't stink.
World of Warcraft, and I can the terabyte of RAM. That's gonna go so fast.
Really cool kids play Warcraft.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we're back to finish off the episode.
We are.
So usually, as for those of you who listen frequently, you know that we end on a recommendation section, and we will not disappoint you on this episode.
Oh yeah.
So on this one, we're going to recommend. Eric, take it away.
We're gonna recommend some NES games that you can play
At virtualnes.com.
virtualnes.com, which is literally the best invention of all time. You can play NES games for free on the website. I don't know how it's legal, but it's there somehow.
It explains on the website how it's legal.
Is it because you're streaming it, or?
No, it just I don't feel like going into the legal
Okay,
aspect.
but yeah.
So Eric, why don't we get into some early '90s, late '80s video games?
Okay.
And Eric, what
This
video
is
game?
I'm
are you
a
recommending?
connoisseur of that. I'm gonna recommend two that I played a lot of growing up. Mario 3.
Mario 3 is a classic
Mario
game.
3. Contra.
And, Contra is excellent as
Can
well.
anyone beat Contra without the Contra code
Well, the Konami code.
or Konami code?
It's I can do it with Game Genie.
Yeah, Game Genie was awesome. You get 3 wishes.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And then also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the
That's
arcade
3
game.
games. That's 3 games.
I don't care. I'm doing 3.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No, I'm doing 4. Mega Man 2.
Okay. Well, those are all great games, but I'm only going to go with one because I'm sticking with the normal format, and I'm going with an awesome game that most people probably haven't heard of, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle.
No, that game was awesome.
But Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, not Birthday Bash.
No, it's the one when you go in and out of the doors.
Yeah,
and
and it has sweet music.
The game was really hard.
It
You
starts.
you couldn't even jump,
Yeah, you can't jump. You can only walk.
and the only attacks you could get was if you got like the boxing glove.
Yeah,
right?
you shoot a boxing glove at Sylvester.
Yeah, my cousin had that game. We used to play that all the time. That was a hard game.
That game, and you could go up and down tubes too.
Yeah,
That
no,
game had
was-
sweet music.
A lot of people hate that game. A really good website for people to check out. It's cinemassacre.com. And there's this guy, he makes these videos called The Angry Video Game Nerd. and he reviews NES games and this character, and he hates Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. Like, he did a whole episode about how he thought it's like one of the worst games ever. I disagree. I thought it was awesome.
That game was a lot of fun. I even played on my phone sometimes on my emulator.
Bases Loaded was awesome.
Wait, no, I don't have an emulator. I didn't say that.
Baseball Stars, Zelda, even Zelda 2. Everyone hated that one. I liked it.
Well, that's because they compared it to the first one.
Yeah.
It can stand on its own, but next to the first one, it's garbage.
Yeah, but it's a good game. Metroid, which I tried beating, which is really freaking hard. Kid Icarus, the Mario game. I mean, it's
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics was awesome. No one else played that game.
Yeah. Star Tropics 2 also.
The second one was hard. I never got too far. The
But
first
yes.
one was ridiculous too. I never came close to beating the first one.
It was like Zelda, but not Zelda.
Yeah.
And no one ever heard of it.
It was only released in the United States, and it actually came with, because they wanted to stop pirating of games, that Star Tropics, you go to one level where it was like you had to dip the instruction manual that the game came with in water, and a code would appear, and you'd enter that code in.
Huh, I don't remember
and if
that.
you lost the instruction manual, you were screwed, but it was 747.
Huh.
But yeah, Star Tropics, that was a great game. That was a lot of fun. I don't know why people didn't play that one. That was
I
good.
just never heard
Did
of
you
it.
have that game?
I did.
What was-
And Kirby's Adventure. another
Kirby's
fun game.
Adventure was sick. What was funny about Star Tropics too was the main character's name is Mike Jones, like the rapper. Mike Jones, who? But that was a great game. There's too many good memories with NES. I played so much of it.
A lot of classic games. I mean, you only had really 2 buttons you could use, and they made the most out of those 2 buttons. Adventure Island?
Adventure Island was good. You ever play Back to the Future?
No.
That game was hard. God, what else? Solar Jetman.
Home Alone was an awful
Home
game.
Alone was terrible. Ninja Turtles 1 was wicked hard.
Now, a lot of these games we're mentioning are on Virtual NES, but the main one I'm recommending for today is one you probably haven't played. Well, and that's Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. Eric, what's your main recommendation?
My main, I mean, I want to say Mario 3, but everyone's played that so much.
And go Star Tropics.
I guess Star Tropics. That was a cool game.
That's a good one for the keyboard since it's more of RPG style.
Yeah, it's kind of like Zelda, sort of. It's good. That was a really fun game. I like that one, and I could go on. I really could.
Nostalgia is good
I
stuff.
really like 8. I will fight 8-bit and 16-bit.
You know what I think is really
the
cool is
best.
how they just made Mega Man 10 and they made it an 8-bit game on new systems.
It's like,
which is awesome.
The one thing I hate about new systems is games are so easy. You can just keep saying, like, I beat so many new video games or old ones when I was a kid. There's still games that even like 18 years later, I still have not beat them. Like Battletoads, hardest game on the planet.
And
Like, you're not gonna beat that without codes.
It's funny, Battletoads is one of the few games that is significantly harder if you play with another person.
They actually said I think it's the hardest game of all time
Because
on IGN.
If
they
you're
rated
playing the speeder bike levels, if one of you crashes, you both die.
It's ridiculous.
It's all pattern memorization and just
not to
pure
mention
skill.
it's wicked hard.
Yeah, hand-eye
And
coordination.
then Battletoads Double Dragon, that was sick
I have
too.
that- yeah.
That was an awesome game. It's those games were so hard though. I mean, they really were. Like video games
It was
today
awesome.
are
A few
easy.
years ago,
easy
I
compared to
saw
those.
a band called Double Dragon, and I was just like, that's awesome.
Remember, Bad Dudes had the best storyline ever. Ninjas have kidnapped the president. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue him? Like, why don't games today start like that?
Bart versus the World.
Oh, that game sucked. That was hard. Oh man, and like 8-bit and 16-bit were the best. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I can't get into, like, as cool as it is to watch movies and Netflix on Xbox. Like, if you give me
That was the golden age of nerd video gaming.
it really, like, because video games today are played by everyone. Even hot chicks play video games today. Like,
Yeah.
when we were kids, it was just kids and dorks that played video games.
Yeah.
But
and we were the kids.
yeah, so it was acceptable. But Sega Genesis and any regular NES, and then Super Nintendo gets third place. Those were, if I was on an island with video game systems, people can take Wii or Xbox or PS3. That's fine. I would be very happy with those 3.
You'd have a tough road ahead of you.
No, they would be awesome.
Oh no, I'm saying in terms of those games being difficult.
Oh, they were so hard. But games today, I can't get over how easy they are. Like, every video game you buy, you can beat it. You can. Like, name me a game that you can't beat
Well,
that comes out today.
people have more fun when they don't die every 10 seconds.
Yeah, like, games are frustrating. Little Nemo, the Dream
They
Master, that
cater-
game was awesome,
They cater
too.
to the casual fan.
Yeah.
But all right, so we're definitely nerding out talking about video games too long.
That's all right. I mean, we were gaying out earlier, so
Well, that was a joke.
it was.
All right. Anyways, time to end the show and maybe never see Eric again. No, I'm just kidding. No.
No, we're just joking. To our gay listeners, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So,
Well, thank you for listening.
we have listeners, I'm sure, of every race, color, background, sexual orientation.
I really doubt we have that many listeners. I think we have like 20 listeners.
That's okay with
Well,
me.
we have more than that. But if all of them were different ethnicity, then maybe. But tell your friends. Let's diversify.
Oh yeah, I like that. Let's definitely. I think we could cater to the hood.
I think so.
I think we have a lot in common.
PPR.
I think we have a lot in common with the hood. So, but anyways, thank you everybody for listening, and hopefully we'll have Bacteria Mike or even Drag Cages out of college to come back. Or
Cages will be back during his winter break, anyways. So just a couple months.
yeah, he's got a lot of Dexter to watch.
The new episodes are starting soon. I need to catch up before it's... Well, I don't have that channel anyways, so...
Does Cages even do his homework?
Apparently he actually is this semester. He said he's going to concentrate on his studies. His exact words. I don't know, like,
So
what...
he's gonna watch 4 hours of Dexter instead of 6.
Oh, Cages. Speaking of Dexter, Captain J-Rus just watched the entire series in 2 weeks.
Everyone, I you know what? Screw TV. I don't even like it. Just give me Degrassi, give me Jersey Shore, give me ESPN and Nesson. I'm good to go.
You just listed off some of the things that are the worst about TV.
No. How about the best? By the way, a new season starts in October for Degrassi. It goes there.
And that's your last season?
That you know about. No, I've decided it's the last.
Eric.
I really did. No, I'm serious. I decided it's the last season.
You need to stop talking about Degrassi.
We need to have. Can we at least? If I give up Degrassi, if I make this the last season, on the last episode, can we at least like go out for drinks or food to like celebrate? Like kind of like I've become a man now.
Fine, we'll do a PPR Degrassi special.
Okay.
If we don't,
I'll reflect on my times with Degrassi.
and we'll have every listener send in their condolences.
It's very
or
sad.
Insults.
It's
Most likely insults.
It's very sad.
Anyways, looks like it's about time to wrap up the episode. So I'll say goodbye to our fans. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Eric, for joining me. Thank me for doing everything. And I'd say that's successful.
All right. Au revoir.
Also, Mazel Tov.
Oh, pants down.